shorts, Maxine.
Did you know how hot lava really is?
Lava can reach between 1300 and 2300 degrees Fahrenheit depending on its composition.
Never jump into the ocean if you see a dark patch like this.
It's because this is a school of fish. They stick together for protection against predators like sharks that are always nearby, so jumping into the water could put you right on their radar.
Why should you never pick up a cute bunny by the scruff of its neck?
Because in the wild, they are prey animals, and picking them up like that can scare them so much they can hurt themselves trying to escape.
Why would a bird suddenly get stuck in a tree and be unable to escape?
This bird is a kingfisher. They use their sharp beaks to dive deep into the water at high speeds to catch fish. But sometimes, while speeding through the forest, they can crash into a tree and their beak gets stuck. When that happens, they can only free themselves with help.
Why are people on TikTok slowly replacing their homes with butter?
It's not butter, it's an epoxy filler made to repair wood.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if our Earth gets surrounded inside a black hole?
Earth would be gone and everyone would die.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you slipped in an infinity pool?
Infinity pools are an illusion. You would just end up on a pool a few feet below the edge.
Why is the ice from your freezer usually white while the ice you buy is crystal clear?
Because the ice from your freezer has air trapped inside.
What was that thing that slipped out from Van de Ven's shorts?
It was just a grass patch.
Do you even know how big ant colonies really are?
This ant nest in Brazil covered 50 square meters and reached 8 meters underground. But that's nothing. The largest ant colony stretches over 6,000 kilometers across Europe.
Why is this person forcing thousands of living fish into tiny, cramped glass bottles?
Because this is a betta fish farm. Bettas are very aggressive and they will fight each other to death if kept together.
If you see this hole, empty it out immediately.
It's because this is a pothole. It traps heavy materials on its bottom, making it a nice place to pen for gold.
Why giant pumpkin competition winners always have to cut their pumpkin open.
They open it to collect the seeds, which are going to be used to grow giant pumpkins for the next season.
Have you heard that you can't keep a mantis shrimp in a fish tank because they can break it?
Mantis shrimp can hit their prey as fast as a bullet from a gun, so yes, they can break glass aquariums. For that reason, it's ideal to get an acrylic tank.
How am I supposed to feed a fish that could blow up an entire tank if he gets spooked too easily?
Well, it's a fish, of course it can't blow up a tank, but if he feels scared, he can let out a toxin on the water and kill everything including himself. He eats many mice, shrimp, and algae.
Did you know you can eat a sunflower?
Yes, you can, and it tastes just like corn on the cob, but you have to harvest at the correct time while the seeds are still soft.
You could actually sue a company for millions just because of a small mistake on a snack package.
This is possible in Japan, where they have strict laws against inaccurate branding. There, the package illustration must match exactly the content inside.
Why is my parrot shaking, you might ask?
It's because she wants to have babies. If you wait, it eventually goes away. But come on, just get her a boyfriend.
Why would a landmine never give you the warning sound you expect? That famous click everyone waits for in movies.
It's because there's a common misconception that landmines explode when lifting the feet. This has been widely spread on movies, but in reality, they go kaboom as soon as you touch them, leaving no time to react.
You should never touch a chlorine tablet with your bare hands.
Actually, it's fine to touch them if your hands are clean, but they can become really dangerous if they react with other pool chemicals and release chlorine gas in a confined space.
Have you ever wondered what would happen to your body if you get sucked into a jet engine?
Well, it happens exactly what you imagine, so don't try it at home.
These guys found a genius way to make millions from trash off the street.
It's not that genius, they are just recycling.
Why don't people just remove the barnacles from a humpback whale?
Because they are so attached, it can hurt the whale skin.
What happens when you mix glow sticks with paint?
The paint doesn't glow in the dark, but it glows using a black light.
This man is pumping air into the ice on purpose, and the reason is fascinating.
They do it to give oxygen to the fish.
This protective layer is destroying 500-year-old masterpieces.
The layer is not destroying the paintings, it's actually saving them, but it gets dirty and yellow with time and needs to be replaced.
If you're ever lost in the forest, popping these tree pimples could actually save your life.
They contain a resin called Canada balsam, which has antiseptic properties and is a good fire starter.
Have you ever wondered why Africans are so black?
It's a result of thousands of years of evolution that allowed their bodies to produce more melanin.
I'm buying $1,000 worth of lottery tickets to see how much I can win.
He ended up losing $548.
Why would I spend $30 on this?
Because it's a bottle of copepods, tiny crustaceans that benefit reef tanks.
When handling this type of wood, don't touch your pants.
They are carved from resin-rich pine trees. In China, the greasier the wood, the more valuable it is, but it can stain your pants.
This aquarium for tuna is specifically designed to keep them alive.
It's built in a circular shape so tuna never stop swimming. If they stop, water no longer flows to their gills and they suffocate.
You should not pet a parrot like this.
In nature, they do this with individuals they're more than friends with. Once they realize they can't make out with you, they get upset. So just stick to petting their head instead.
Nothing scares me more as a beekeeper than this crucial task.
The task is to mark the queen. Beekeepers do this to find her faster during future inspections and make hive care easier. But one wrong move and she goes back to royal jelly.
They said that if you shoot a metallic surface at the right angle, the bullet can ricochet more than once and even come back toward the shoot.
Even though that can happen, when the bullet comes back to you, it has lost so much energy it can no longer cause significant damage.
I left this giant hamster wheel out in the forest to see if any wild animals would spin on it.
Many animals inspected the wheel like it was an alien, but only the squirrels actually played on it.
Why break my back pulling these giant blocks of ice out instead of just pushing them under the ice?
A thin layer of snow can hide the hole, causing people to fall in. It's even worse for snowmobiles, as hidden holes and ice blocks can lead to serious accidents, so it's ideal to just put them back after fishing.
How fast can bees fill this empty frame with honey?
It took them 48 days to build the wax and fill it with honey. He estimates that more than 14 million flowers had to be visited.
Why do farmers cut down the banana plant right after harvesting the fruit?
Because banana plants only produce one bunch of bananas in their lifetime. After harvest, the plant only consumes valuable nutrients.
Why do you never see cashews sold in their shells?
It's for safety reasons. The shell of a cashew contains a corrosive oil that can cause painful blisters and chemical burns. That's why cashews have to be roasted before people can safely process them.
This is a bear trap and I'm gonna stick a leg in it.
Well, he didn't use a real leg, but the trap can break your bones and rip your flesh and tendons, and even kill you if you take long to find help.
There's a waterfall made entirely of chocolate that never stops flowing.
The chocolate runs through a series of filters to be constantly cleaned, and visitors have to use brand new spoons to taste it. Well, I guess it works until someone double dips.
What happens if you add Skittles to coffee, grind it all up, and pull a shot of espresso with it?
The Skittles get dissolved into the coffee and you can actually taste them.
The weirdest animal I own is totally dependent on what's inside this jar.
There's phytoplankton inside the jar, which he uses to feed his weirdest animal, the Christmas tree worms.
If you see this rock, crack it open immediately.
It's because this is a sedimentary rock that takes thousands of years to form and could actually contain fossils in it.
Why are Chinese people's eyes so small?
Asian people's eyes only look smaller, and it's because of an eyelid condition called epicantic fold, which is believed to protect their eyes from cold and sun.
What happens if you mix the blackest black with the whitest white?
Well, of course you get the grayest gray. Just kidding, it ends up fully black.
Why is it so hard for trees to grow taller than 300 feet?
Because of gravity. The higher the tree, the harder it is to push water to its branches.
Can a scooter to the shin actually break your bone?
Well, technically it could, but if not done on purpose, worst case scenario, it could chip your bone.
What happens if the Earth stops rotating?
Everything on its surface would keep moving at a speed of around 1,000 miles per hour, so people, buildings, trees would all get thrown at huge speeds, and the seas would create massive tsunamis.
What if the US suddenly got angry and dropped thousands of nuclear bombs on Russia?
Even if the attack killed everyone in Russia, they would still retaliate, because they have a system called Dead Hand that automatically launches more than 5,000 nuclear bombs all over the world if it receives no answer from their leaders.
Here's what would happen if we killed all the mosquitoes.
Well, it would be bad news for some animals, but humans would be a lot happier.
This white liquid is not what you think.
It's actually exactly what you think. Whales are the biggest mammals, and babies can drink hundreds of liters of milk every single day.
Ice melts into water, iron melts into liquid, and rock melts into lava. But what happens if you heat wood? Can it actually melt?
If you apply a lot of friction between two pieces of wood, its polymers can partially melt and fuse together. So yeah.
Have you ever wondered why mints make your mouth cold?
The temperature of your mouth doesn't actually change, but mints contain a substance called menthol, which tricks your brain into thinking cold receptors have been activated.
Have you ever wondered why your clothes look darker after they get wet?
When the fabric is wet, it absorbs more light, making less of it reach your eye.
Have you ever wondered why goats have such odd-looking eyes?
Their pupils are horizontal to give them a huge field of view to spot predators and escape. Subscribe to save time.